Hello world, welcome to another Talos of Status update vlog, which may not be as exciting as some of the others, but you guys seem to be interested in them, so if you want more to make more, that's fine, that's the point of this. This week has been a week full of waiting. I think that's kind of the theme that's popping in my head right now. Waiting for a ton of things. I'm waiting for the new iPhones to get here, the new Apple Watch to get here, but more importantly, I'm waiting for my fiance to come back home from the Philippines, which I really miss, and the time of recording this, she will be back tomorrow. I gotta drive to San Francisco to pick her up because all the flights to the Philippines had to go through that airport. And in the last 2 months, that will be my 5th trip to SFO within a single day. So drive there, drive back, drive there, drive back. First time was driving her and her dad to the airport so that they could go to Australia. Second was to meet Randy Vasquez and Nick Ann Sweeney, which we also vlogged and we got to drive in the Tesla. Third time was to pick Louise up from the airport a week later. Fourth time was to drive Louise back to the airport so she could fly to the Philippines, and now tomorrow is the 5th time, and then luckily should have to not go to the Bay Area for a while, and I'm okay with that because the Bay Area is pretty crowded, it's pretty busy, so I'm not really into that type of driving, but waiting for that. The other thing we were waiting for yesterday that kind of threw me off was Xfinity. They told us that they needed a day to like route cables or something, so we had the Xfinity business guy here that day. I vlogged about it, and he told us to be ready on the 18th between 12 and 3 o'clock, and we were, and he never showed up, and we called them back and they said that no, we never had an appointment scheduled for this day, even though they told us to be ready. So I don't really like days like that because there's a lot of waiting and sitting around and you're waiting for someone to show up, and you really don't want to start anything because you feel like they could come in the door at any moment, so you're hesitant to get deep into any project. So there's just a lot of waiting, and it ended up all being for nothing because he never showed up anyway. So waiting on Xfinity for better Wi-Fi to show up, because last night Wi-Fi was acting up. We couldn't do normal things that we normally do for the gaming channel because for the past week now in the Xfinity app it just says maintenance in progress, or they're going through maintenance right now, which is kind of annoying when they don't tell you when it's gonna stop, and the Wi-Fi just kind of is there, but then it's not there, and then it's slow, and then it's fast, and you can't really plan around that. So this week definitely involves a lot of waiting. It's been testing my patience, but luckily, I like to think of myself as a fairly patient guy. I've been able to power through this and not get too anxious, not get too hesitant to do anything because I'm really nervous and I'm really waiting for things to happen. Also waiting for a new iPad to come out because I'd really like an iPad other than the iPad 3, which I mean, like, it was a good iPad at the time, but nowadays this thing isn't cutting it anymore. Sold the iPad Pro. If you guys watched a few vlogs back, you know what happened to it. Also don't have AirPods because I was waiting for the new AirPods refresh to come out, and now it looks like AirPower may not be happening. So yeah, basically just a lot of waiting happening right now, and you know what? I think that's a good lesson. It's a good thing to be patient, and it's good to be content with what you have and where you are. I think that's healthy, and honestly I feel like this is a good practice for me for other times in life that may be much more stressful than right now, because right now life isn't very stressful. All the things I'm waiting for are good things. They're all things that I'm sure will happen and they will come in time. It's just you gotta focus and you gotta do other things and you gotta work on the important things and take care of that first. So really good healthy experience. But in other news, something that we didn't really take a second to stop and be thankful for is that we crossed our 1-year milestone since moving out of the attic. So we moved out of the attic on the last day of August, and our first day in the Oroville office was September 1st. Obviously we were there for a couple months and then we moved here to Chico, but yeah, we've been out of the attic for a year now, and I've really been enjoying life outside of that uninsulated, very small space. Having much more area to work with has been lovely. So there's not really anything special about it, but just, hey,